Rome's enemies feared the legions, but the real terror didn't march. It waited, silent, still. Then, with a thunderous snap, it hurled death straight from the sky. This wasn't just a weapon. It was a monster. A siege engine so powerful, the Romans had to chain it to the ground just to stop it from flipping backward from its own force. They called it the Onager. But to those who faced it, it felt more like the wrath of the gods. Most people think Rome conquered with swords and discipline, but sometimes Rome conquered with pure psychological destruction. So what was this mysterious machine? Where did it come from? And why did it vanish from history, despite its terrifying power? Let's uncover the forgotten war machine that helped build an empire and broke the will of anyone who stood in its path. Conquering cities sounds glorious, until you're staring at a 40-foot wall with archers raining arrows and boiling oil waiting at the top dot. Early on, Rome used the basics: battering rams, scaling ladders, underground tunnels, brute force, but all of it came with a brutal price: heavy casualties, long sieges, and uncertain outcomes. And as Rome expanded, the cities they attacked, they got smarter: thicker walls, higher towers, defenses built to bleed time. Rome needed a new solution, not a better ladder, but a way to make the walls disappear. That's when their engineers turned to something ancient and turned it into something terrifying. This wasn't just wood and rope. The Onager was a mathematical monster, fueled by twisted sinew, violent tension, and brutal precision at its core. A giant bundle of animal tendons twisted tighter than you'd think possible. That's what stored the energy, not springs, not gears, pure biological torque. Engineers would crank the arm back, winding it tighter and tighter until it trembled with raw power, then release. A massive arm would whip forward, slamming into a built-in stop block with a deafening crack. The projectile launched in a high arc, crushing anything in its path. Unlike the ballista, which fired like a crossbow, the Onager launched projectiles straight from above. It didn't aim to pierce, it aimed to crush. Stones, firepots, even dead animals, all launched hundreds of meters with horrifying accuracy. This wasn't about finesse, it was about maximum chaos from a safe distance, and it worked. The Roman Onager was never meant to be flashy. It wasn't polished like a gladiator or celebrated like the legions. But when Rome wanted to send a message, they let the Onager speak. It didn't just shatter stone, it shattered morale. It turned confident defenders into terrified survivors, long before the first Roman soldier crossed the threshold. And maybe that's what made it so terrifying. You never saw the Onager, you only heard the crack, and watched the world crumble around you. Today, its name is nearly forgotten, buried under ruins, faded in scrolls. But back then, it was the quiet monster behind Rome's loudest victories, chained to the earth, unleashed only when Rome wanted to remind the world that resistance was useless.